Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I said welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No-Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Morning.
Morning.
I saw you did, I was looking this morning, you did 5 hours live by yourself?
5 hours live solo.
Dude, 5 hours solo.
Well, you know, it feels insane to me too. As you know, I've often called out the mental illness of people doing the solo pod.
Like me.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm going, well, I would just be sitting in my shed alone for these 5 hours anyway, drinking Miller Lights, watching these games, and lots of good interactions with dirt balls. I was trying to figure out the tech of it. I ended up sending my live to our Twitter and our YouTube and our Substack. No one came to Substack. Substack like allowed me, like sent me a personal message, being like, you can go live via StreamYard now. And I was like, oh, cool. Let's do that. That should be a thing I do for the thing. And then like none of the comments or anybody using Substack came through. So shout out to all the people who commented via YouTube and kept the conversation going. It was funny that people, I mean, I was on for 5 hours, so people noticed it at different times. And I would have to I literally looped conversations. Like the third time somebody came in and was like, what happened with Corolla? I was like, get fucked. I did this twice already.
So you basically were just like all in the comment section.
Yeah, and just watching the games, commenting on the games, and responding to comments.
Nobody assisted you.
Nobody assisted me. I just went LeBron first Cavs regime.
Wow.
It was just me and my dog, who I was basically, it's basically Mo Williams.
You know,
People were like, until the dog was there, really wasn't that great. I was like,
it's funny. You never even officially were like, hey, you want to pop on, Ruther? You just like, Ruther's not popping on.
Well, it was the weekend. It was Easter weekend. You had the kids or whatever. But also, I started it, and I was like, I'm going to be on for 5 hours. Ruther's going to see this at some point, and he'll either shoot me a text that he wants to come on or not. I was like, I don't need to harass him.
So I'll be honest, I was kind of in family stuff. What time would that have been? What time was the Knicks or Mets game?
The Mets game was 1, so 4 your time. I think that's right. And then the Knicks were at 3, so 6 your time.
Okay, yeah.
Two great games. In fact, we ended up missing the end of the Mets game as we switched over to the end of Clippers Nuggets.
Yeah.
And then by the time I went back, and then Clippers Nuggets went to OT, so then that rolled. Knicks game had already started, so we ended up missing the Edwin Diaz save, which the folks in the live know. I ended up having to drive to Santa Barbara that night to do stand up, and so I ended up watching the save in the car. Is that weird that I now go back? Like I found this season.
Yeah.
I found this season something that's happening is I've missed now the end of 2 Mets games, and I insist on watching like the last inning. Like I don't go all the way back to like where I cut off, but I'm like, I need to see the 9th.
You go back. Yeah, I would never do that.
On the MLB app, it's pretty easy. Just go and slide right to the
but
9th.
I'm just saying, like, I would never go back. I'm like,
yeah. Well, 4-game sweep of the Cards, baby. Let's go.
Was that in New York or St. Louis?
It was in New York. The Mets, I believe, are I think 9-1 at Citi Field.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been pretty electric over at Citi so far. I'm looking forward to maybe getting there in a couple weeks when I'm home. I have 48 hours back in New York, and I'm like, I have 48 hours back in New York, and I have a brand new niece. Am I sneaking away to go to Citi Field for a night? I think I might.
That'd be tough.
Yeah.
You know, it's 10 years from the pitch coming up.
I know.
10 years. I actually, I went down like a DM rabbit hole, and I was like looking at the DMs exchanged with the Mets from 10 years ago, which is pretty crazy if you think about it.
It is crazy. You know what's funny? During the live, because it was Mets Cardinals, they had, and it was a Fox game, they had an interview with Steven Matz, and under it said Steven Matz 11 seasons, and I was like, 11 seasons? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I was like, oh wait, yeah, it does. He came up the year I did the pitch, the year we went to the World Series. That's 11 seasons ago.
Like that to me is crazy to think 10 years. Just because like obviously a lot has changed. But like I don't know, that's nuts to me.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I was like, it was like the Mets being like, so when you gonna be in town? Just also like how social media has changed so much.
Yeah.
In 10 years. And again, like where are they now? Like from that first dirt ball. That was the first ever dirt ball event 10 years ago. It's like it'd be so funny to see the where are they now.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. So you hung out, you did that, and then you did the Knicks game.
Yep.
And what'd you eat? Like were you eating on air?
No, I did not eat on air. Actually, in fact, the only thing I ate during the stream. So at one point, my fiance left for the day while I was live, and she was like, "I didn't put the puppy in the crate, so just FYI, she's gonna be in there. I don't know if you want her to like." So I went inside and I just raw dogged like a handful of turkey cold cuts and like lured her out with some of it and brought her in the shed, and she hung for the rest of the stream. And then she was just like, I'm the only thing that's in here with you, so are you yelling at me? I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm yelling at the game, baby girl. Don't worry about that.
So how have these playoffs played out from your point of view?
You know, it's interesting because there was a little bit of college basketball. You know, we shit on college basketball for the way it played. The end of the Clippers Nuggets game was real college basketball.
Yeah.
And then also I was thinking about it as well. There, you know, if you played, I don't know how it worked out. I didn't play the zigzag across the board like I said, people, because my thing is like I played the zigzag and I went, I think 4 of 6, so just barely came out on top. But the zigzag was decimated a little bit by like the huge favorite blowout, like the Thunder winning by 51 points. That's fucking bananas. And that's a little college basketball-y too. I mean, we had 4 1 seeds this year. Not that I watched any single second of it, but I think that's something we're going to see is the top heaviness of this league. Like, I mean, obviously the Rockets lost last night, which I essentially called and won, you know, nice money on betting the Warriors money line. But you look at, you know, what the Thunder did. You look at what the Cavs did. You look at what Boston did. it's like I don't know that the champion. I don't know that I can say I would if you made me pick the field or those three teams right now, and I had 100 chips to spread out. I'm not sure I wouldn't put 90 of my chips on those three teams, and that's you could take the Cavs out of it, and I'm not sure I wouldn't still put 80.
Yeah.
So we might have a little top heavy one seed. I don't think it's gonna be 1 seed, 2 seed, 1 seed, 2 seed. But I think we're gonna have 2 1 seeds, a 2 seed, and then whoever comes out of, I guess, a Warriors, probably Lakers or Minnesota matchup.
Well, I think a lot of people thought the Warriors would upset the Rockets in that series.
And listen, it's going to be a good series regardless. The one thing that I'll say is coaches in the NBA, you just need to abandon you don't have to abandon your rotation, but your crunch time lineup has to be different in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. And I got to say, everybody that was watching the stream, I've been critical. The one thing I've said about this Knicks team that really, really worries me is that they don't have a guy besides Jalen Brunson who's real good at just getting his own shot. Campaign hits a huge shot in that Knicks game, and they take out Deuce McBride to bring Jalen Brunson back in. And I see Jalen Brunson going to the scorer's table, and it's like, do not take out Campaign. He's a vet. He's got experience. You got to go Brunson, Campaign, Hart, Cat, and I forget who else was on the floor. I don't think it was Mitchell Robinson. Oh, OG Anunoby down the stretch. I was like, that's got to be your down the stretch 5. And he played it that way. And obviously they had a 21-0 run in the fourth quarter that absolutely changed the game. The Knicks won literally because Tibbs, smart enough, dumb enough, I don't know, whatever the reason, just rode the momentum and went with that as the crunch time lineup. The Rockets are in that game last night because they're dominating the glass. And then your crunch time lineup doesn't include Steven Adams. It was almost like they never pulled to a tie game late, but you abandon any hope of winning the second you I get it. He's not maybe your crunch time guy during the regular season. He has that experience. He has been there. He's a vet on an extremely young team. That game was over the second Steven Adams came off the floor. Now, I was in and out of the room last night doing some shit. I don't know if he fouled out. I don't think he did. I feel like he just was taken out. And that to me was when they sealed their deal. And I think that's something that these teams have to do. You have to go, who is ready for the playoffs? Which one of these guys has the experience? Which one of these guys has just the cojones to be in there? And Campaign being in there for the Knicks was a game changer. Steven Adams coming out for the Rockets, game changer.
Yeah, no, for sure. Coaching matters. That's why a lot of guys have kind of made their name, right? Like Eric Spoelstra from playoff coaching, and you can obviously reference other guys, but it matters, man. Right? Like you say, probably across sports, it's like postseason is just a different animal.
Yeah,
it is. I think a lot of people, including myself, were surprised on that game 1 Lakers. Not that the T-Wolves won, just
right.
how it played out.
Yeah, listen, I had the T-Wolves in that game because I thought that's part of the zigzag theory. I was like, the Lakers home game 1 on a Saturday, that's gonna be a close game. They're gonna get shocked. For them to get beat like that listen, it's going to be interesting because Minnesota was really, really good down the stretch when everybody was healthy and everybody came together. Like, I think it's going to be a good series. I think the Lakers still win that series, but I think it's going to be a really, really good series, especially, it's crazy because it's like Anthony Edwards is now in the LeBron position that LeBron was in when he was young and he was trying to do this with teams, which now he has a way better supporting cast than a young LeBron did with the Cavs. But, Julius Randle has experience. Dante DiVincenzo has experience. Rudy Gobert has obviously been there and has the experience with that team last year, has experience with the Jazz. Like, Naz Muhammad, like all the guys, most of their team has just the experience from last year.
Yeah.
But also that team goes as Anthony Edwards goes. And he was incredible the first couple rounds last year. He fell off a little bit. He's too young. He ran out of steam. He ran out whatever, but it's going to be on him. If he can play great, they can beat just about anybody. But can he do that night in and night out? Because he's got, like I said, a way better supporting cast than a young LeBron did. But we've seen that in the NBA. A young LeBron gets hot for a whole series, plays well for a whole series. He took a team that right now is a lottery team to the NBA Finals. And I'm not saying Anthony Edwards is LeBron James, but he's a young, up-and-coming superstar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the Mavs last year. The Mavs made the finals on Luka.
Yeah. It's going to be on JJ Redick, and that team scheming defensively. LeBron's going to do LeBron things. Luka's going to do Luka things. You're going to have to get those guys some easy shots. Like, I mean, zigzag the fuck out of that, right? Like, what are the Lakers favored by tonight? 4.5 or something. Like, I haven't even looked at it. But
I got it right here. The I'll just go over lines briefly. New York 6.5 faves. Clippers 3.5 faves. I'm sorry, 1.5 faves on the road. Interesting there. Indiana after their big win, 4.5 faves tomorrow. OKC is 14.5. Lakers
6.5.
6.5 tomorrow.
So I'm playing the Lakers. And the great thing about the zigzag is if it didn't work in game one, you just flip it. I'm taking the Lakers. I'm taking the Bucks. I'm not fucking touching Grizzlies Thunder. I'm taking the Knicks. Although you could play the Pistons if you want, but I think the Knicks figured something out. You got a home game now. I think you go to Detroit up 2.
So how many Miller Lights did you go through in this pod?
So I went through all of my Miller Lights because I forgot to get reinforcements, but also I found out literally as I was going live, I got asked to go to Santa Barbara to do a show. And I was texting with my fiance all day who was out. And I was like, she had a friend staying with us. I was like, you guys coming to the show tonight? Because if you are, I can go hog wild. You could just drive me there. If not, I got to keep it in. So I kept it relatively in check. I think there was 8 drank. And then I rocked a nap.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Rocked a nap and a shower and a coffee and headed up to Santa Barbara.
What's the distance from you, Santa Barbara?
Miles wise or like time wise?
Both.
Mile wise, it's not that far. It's probably a California 35 miles or something like that. Not even. And time wise, it was like 42 minutes.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. To me, the hard part is always just getting from here to the 101. I'm kind of secluded. Like, you kind of got to go off the 101. The 101, as you know, you've done it many times. You drive up the PCH to 101, and then it kind of keeps going that way. I go all the way out to the coast, So then to go up the 101 is then to go north to reconnect with it, like basically at Ventura. And then from there, it's literally 25 minutes on the 101 to Santa Barbara.
Is Neverland Ranch still up there?
I think that's like a little bit more inland. It's like, but it is up there. It's not gone. Even if they burn it down, the ghosts will be there. Also, I don't think you can burn down any of that place because a lot of it's like super fire retardant, safes that he was inside of. It's like a fireproof safe inside of a fireproof safe inside of a fireproof safe. Why you would need 3 layers of vault doors for your bedroom, I don't know. But I think Jesus would say, just so you can watch your movies quietly. You don't want to be interrupted while you're watching fucking Peter Pan.
Ron Burkle, a billionaire businessman, purchased the property in December 2020 for $22 million.
Wow.
He is a friend, or is, I don't know, a friend of the Jackson family. That's beautiful.
It's such a beautiful place.
I mean, it's really not. I mean, 22 million is a lot of money. It's not like.
I'm sure there's a bit of a discount there for all the raping that happened.
Yeah, the rape discount's probably pretty good, I would assume.
Also, you're like, I buy this place. It's got a carousel. What do I do with that? Can you sell a carousel on eBay if you don't want to use it?
Well, they used to have a little zoo up there. You got me down Wikipedia now.
Yeah. Dude, a zoo. They had a zoo. It was literally a small amusement park. There was a zoo. There was a train that went through the fucking place.
Yeah.
There was an arcade. Like
so why is he buying this?
I don't know if he's
what's your move here, bro?
Well, if he's a billionaire, right? 22 million's nothing. I like, do you sit on it for a little while and then you got the Michael Jackson museum situation, or like, what are we doing? You let that shit run its course and then people start coming like it's Graceland?
I mean,
You ever been to Graceland, by the way?
No, I haven't.
I would like to go to Graceland. I've never been. I'd like to do that. I haven't spent that much time in Tennessee. I've spent a little bit of time in Tennessee. I'd like to go to Graceland. I think that'd be fun.
It's a pretty state. It's, you get, what's nice is I like that you get the Appalachian Mountains and the Smoky Mountains, and you get like there's a huge contingent of people who have like a side house here in a place called Norris Lake, a man-made lake. I think Peyton Manning even has a house there. It's like, it's nice. I mean that's just part of the state, but like I'm saying, but I think that was a state where if you got in earlier, like a lot of these states, I think North Carolina is the same way, right? Just everybody's moving there, so you get great property value.
I was thinking, I was looking at it the other day because I was looking at the map, trying to figure out my Atlanta plans, and I was like, "There's a row. There's like a run that area. There's that general kind of area. There's a run of states that are like that would be the majority of my top 5 states I wouldn't want to live in. Tennessee being one of them. I don't think I'd want to live in West Virginia or Tennessee or Arkansas.
Well, West Virginia is not that close.
No, it's not that close, but it's in this like sort of that region.
But Atlanta, I would put in North Carolina, South Carolina. Like those are the ones I'd put in with Atlanta, Florida.
No, I know.
I mean, Georgia.
I'm saying I was just looking at the lower eastern part of the United States.
I would live in Tennessee in a heartbeat.
Yeah, my thing was I was like, I could live in any of those states on the coast. Like I was like, I could live in North Carolina or South Carolina or Georgia because you're like coastal and you're whatever. But then it's like, then you get the next batch, and then you're like, before you get to any sort of Western thing, like I could also live in Colorado or Utah or whatever. But it's that middle, that lower middle. Also, I mean, obviously your state up in your parts is the other reason. But like basically to me, it's like I feel like I would get some sort of like reverse claustrophobia, or maybe that is claustrophobia about being like wedged so deeply into the middle state. But I was like, oh, I guess if you were in like East Texas, you could be in like Louisiana pretty like I could be to North Carolina, or I could be to like New Orleans or something like that. But I was like, man, if I was in like Western Tennessee, or if I was in like Northern Arkansas, like your escape route's like, oh, I guess I'm in Missouri now. That's not better. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, there's certain parts of state I wouldn't want to live in, like Southeast Ohio, but like
yeah, that's also that's on the list.
to me, I'm like, okay, at least Southwest Ohio, there are
But
places.
that's, I was thinking about that. I was like, you're not that far from Chicago if you're in Southwest Ohio, right?
Michigan, yeah, Chicago. I mean, it's still 5 hours, but like Lake Michigan, like I could. We've stayed at a very nice like Airbnb on Lake Michigan, 3.5, 4 hours away. You
Yeah.
know, like on the lake. So it's like, or Nashville, 4 hours away. Like I'm saying, Lake Norris, Tennessee, 4 hours away. Lake Cumberland, Kentucky, which is real nice, a couple hours away. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I think to me, it's more of the middle ground states. Which, by the way, this is a good preview. We're gonna have Ryan Clack come on here in a few minutes, but I want to preview. I saw a Reddit. Look at me all over Reddit now. I saw a Reddit forum under the Bill Simmons Reddit forum, which I think would be a great discussion for us to have. It's titled Worst NBA City
Ooh.
in which to be a rich dude.
In which to be a rich dude.
And again, I'm just gonna tee it off because Ryan's about to come on here. But again, you think about it as we talk to Ryan and discuss some NHL playoffs, but what he wrote to start the forum was watching Bucks Pacers and wondering what types of people buy floor seats for playoff game for those two teams.
Yeah.
That got me thinking, which NBA city is kind of like the lowest rich guy net rating, or perhaps wins over replacement? You know, he's getting all goofy sports wise.
Yeah.
So
Indianapolis has got to be in there.
Well, that's what he said. So he had Indianapolis, and then I was scrolling through the comments, and I was like, this is kind of interesting to see where certain people are saying which cities would be the worst that basically have floors, season ticket floor seats, or I'm sorry, courtside seats. So
Utah's got to be in there.
So a lot of people had Utah.
Now, I was just in Utah, and I was like, I could live in Utah, but then of course, if I lived in like, if you have courtside floor tickets, you're in like, then you got to go to Salt Lake City a lot, which I talked about on the live. That my major problem with Salt Lake City was Shane Gillis performed at the whatever that their arena is now, and it shut down the city. And I was like, that's an embarrassment if you're a major city. I was like,
it shut down the city.
Like it was as if 9/11 had happened. Like I was just like, what? Like, why is there an entire, like a major subsection of Salt Lake City that is immovable right now? And they're like, oh, just Shane Gillis performed at the arena. I'm like, that's not an answer. And I said this in the live. I was like, when the Knicks Pistons game 1 sold out playoff game lets out at Madison Square Garden, a guy who lives across the street is going to have no idea. Like it's going to seamlessly just fit in with New York City. Like no one.
Well, you're also using the most populated city in the country,
Yeah, but I'm saying there's the most populated city in the country doesn't miss a beat. Whereas Utah, if a comedian's show lets out, comes to a grinding halt. And I was like, if that's the infrastructure of your city, I could never live in said city.
So what cities, again, for the whole discussion?
I mean, I think you're talking about Indianapolis. I think you're talking about Memphis.
Yeah, I was going to put Memphis up there. OKC,
Minnesota.
I wouldn't put Minnesota up there as much.
No,
like if we're doing worst top 5 cities to have
Detroit,
courtside. What about Orlando? You want to be in Orlando?
I guess if you're in Orlando and you have a ton of money, though, like you're probably like, no, I wouldn't. Would I want to be there? No, but at least you have like weather and like
Yeah.
you're not that far from like a bunch of. But like, yeah, listen, being, I think a lot of guys who own courtside seats at the Magic game thought about buying Neverland.
Yeah, that probably tracks.
You know, it's not a place I'd want. It's a bottom 8 for me, and I do
Okay.
hate me some Florida.
Milwaukee in the comment section. Milwaukee, Indianapolis, San Antonio, Utah. I disagree with San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio is its whole own thing.
It's a cool city, I think.
Yeah,
And to be honest, I disagree. Like I see what you're saying about the Utah thing, but I disagree there. Like I can see Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee, the winters are brutal. I think Milwaukee's a pretty city though. Again, it's right on Lake Michigan. Like you get brutal winters. You also are going to get great spring, summer, and falls. You just are with Lake Michigan.
Every place we've named is in the bottom 10 places, right? But at the same time, like, yeah, I don't know. Like you got to take into consideration also like the teams. Like I would rather have Milwaukee tickets. Like I would rather have courtside Milwaukee seats to see Giannis play every day than like what not only do you live in Salt Lake City, but you own courtside tickets to the Jazz, but like what are you doing there?
Well, I know what you're saying as far as because the team sucks. To me, this one's a no-brainer. To me, the worst would be Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
I just think
I think so too.
I just think that city is like the team and the city are just like whatever. Obviously I don't live far from Indianapolis. No one from Cincinnati. This is just true. Not to, I would love somebody from Indianapolis to defend this, but no, I've never heard anyone from Cincinnati being like going to Indy for a day or two.
Yeah.
It's just, whereas you hear that with other, let's say, basically same distance, a Louisville. Somebody be like, I'm going down to Louisville.
Yeah.
Fun. Like you just don't hear.
Now, I think Indianapolis's response would be like, no one's going to Cincinnati either. You guys don't even have a fucking basketball team.
Well, I would respond, we got chili. There's definitely more to do here. But I mean, even like Indy, it's like you're just I'm talking about scenic wise. It's not a town like
it's so funny that you and Indianapolis, like as far as sports teams go, you split. Like there's no professional basketball team in Cincy, but there's no professional baseball team in Indianapolis.
Yeah. It is interesting. Basically split the sports.
Did you see that Ellie De La Cruz catch, by the way?
It's pretty insane.
It's pretty insane. My brother sent it to me. I was like, you know whose mind's definitely blown when they saw that? It's Derek Jeter. He didn't even know you were allowed on that side of second base. He's like, you can go over there?
You would find a way to work in a Jeter diss.
Yeah.
You know what I've said about them, and I'm sure the agent would never allow. I don't even know who his agent is. Do the Braves move? Dude, they should have just thrown a shit ton of money at De La Cruz last year.
Yeah.
They did that with Hunter Green. They made a smart move. They signed him for 5 years, I think, before last season. That way you're gonna at least get, I don't know, 6-7 years of service out of him before then he bolts for the Mets or whoever who can pay him.
Well, these days pitchers don't bolt anywhere after 7 years, but yeah, I get your point.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like just sign these guys. I don't know. By the way, I don't know where Ryan is. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was waiting in the wings. That's why you were like rushing us through.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen him. So
okay.
I said 10:40 a.m. Eastern. I don't know if the Wi-Fi's
train's not on schedule
at the airport he's at. So do we agree the worst place to have courtside seats is Indy?
I think it's got to be Indianapolis. Again, we're talking about now. Listen, they're competitive, so that's a
we're
factor,
not saying OKC because the team's good.
Here's the thing about OKC. That building seems electric.
It does.
And they've supported their team
since day one. Since they had
and they don't have shit else there.
Yeah, since they had New Orleans, you know, as like a trial.
They don't have shit else there. I kind of like low-key liked Oklahoma City when I was there. I didn't love it, but it was kind of a fun little weird. It's like a half a city to me. It's like it's a minor league city. It's a minor league baseball city.
Yeah.
It's as big a city as you can have where they're like, well, you'll never have a baseball team. We're never giving you a baseball team, but we'll give you a really nice minor league park. And I guess you can have a basketball team if there's some sort of hurricane displacement situation.
It's insane how that unfolded, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I don't know. To me, it's like that being the only thing they have and them also having a great team, and like being pretty consistently good kind of throughout their history.
Yeah, it's about 20 years.
Yeah, they are above Indiana for me. They're still probably a bottom 10, like in terms of like, you know, if I was going to have courtside seats, it means I'm there a lot. You know, obviously you could sell them and whatever, but you know, New York, LA, Miami, Chicago, all these teams are above it. Now, I'd argue having courtside seats in Philly could potentially be the worst thing that's ever happened, but that's, you know, there's layers to that. There's layers to, you know, how one has to feel sitting courtside at NBA games 90 miles from New York City, as opposed to just like, hey, my family settled in Indiana just because, you know, we like farms or whatever, as opposed to we settled in Philadelphia because we're failures.
Yeah. I wonder if the situation in OKC lends like a positive effect on the players, that it's not a big party city. It's not like they're just there to play basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's not the distractions of the big city. Like you said, it's a mid-tier city. Guys aren't like, there's no nightclubs that they're raging at till 6 a.m.
Yeah. Now, I don't know anything about the Oklahoma City nightlife, but I got to imagine that's true. When I was there, they had like a fucking Red Solo Cup restaurant or whatever. So
I've been there too, man. I've been to OKC.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally named after weather.
Yeah.
like I'm just saying, like,
is thunder even weather? Like, I guess it's weather. It's like,
I actually experienced a wicked storm when I was there. Wicked, like August. Like,
but they're not the Oklahoma City thunderstorms. They're just the Oklahoma City thunder. They're just the sound.
It's true.
They're not the rain. They're not the wind. They're not the hurricanes. They're not the tornadoes. They're just the thunder. They're just the sound.
Yeah.
They're not the lightning. You can't even see it. Is thunder real? That's a question you got to ask yourselves.
Oh, it's real, bro. It's real. We can get some good thunder here lately. Little thunder. Little thunder.
You know what's so funny? You live in LA. You never get thunder.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Isn't that crazy?
It is weird.
You don't hear thunder at all. Zero
Ever.
thunder.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
You just don't hear it. I saw this video. I don't know where Ryan is, so we're just gonna
keep plugging.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep moving. If he comes on, he comes on. I saw this video. I want to show you.
Keep this train rolling.
Ryan, I really want you to come on because I told Prano I got this. I saw this wild thread.
This man lives in Reddit these days.
No, this one actually
Reddit.
This one is actually Twitter.
Okay.
About train guys who love trains.
I love that Andy just lives in one corner of the internet and I live in the other corner of the internet and we cross over a little bit.
Well, I just love that, like, this is what I'm getting kicked. Like, it's like they've heard me talk enough about trains on this show with my phone present They're like, oh, can we kick this thread to him about foamers, people who foam at the mouth
We'll
over
save that
trades?
for clap for sure.
Yeah, I'm saving foamers for clap.
I'm existing in the Substack, TikTok, Threads portion of the internet. You're on Reddit and Twitter, but let me tell you, I posted on TikTok yesterday. Did you see this thing? I absolutely fucking lost it during yesterday's Mets game. Did you see my ban the wave thing?
I did. I mean, you're pretty. Look, I'm not a fan of the wave, but like,
I mean, we're now at the point. We're now at the point where, in the middle of your own pitcher's windup, like you're just an adult and you can't be like, if you're sitting there, you should have that sixth sense of, well, we're not doing it now, and it comes through. Like, you talk about frothers. You just foamers. I just can't. Here it's coming. I can't not do it. Well, this could ruin the game. I can't not do it. Yeah. Like, I want to beat the shit out of every adult that was behind the plate yesterday. You're a 12-year-old kid, a 10-year-old kid. I get it. You're a fucking adult at a very close baseball game in a key moment, and you can't. I just got to jump up and throw my hands in the air. I want to be like, what sort of fucking mental illness do you have?
Because they did the wave
in the middle of our pitcher's windup on a 3-2 pitch in a close game.
Because they're not even paying attention. They don't care. They don't know.
That's my point.
They don't know the situation.
That's my point. You should have to take an IQ test to sit behind home plate. I don't want your fucking pullover and your upside down Marlins fucking visor. I don't want your fucking the guys fucking. It's the equivalent of like an entire home crowd at a basketball game simultaneously pulling out like thunder sticks and doing it to their own team. And it's like, whoa, guys, that's our team there. They're like, oh, that's our team shooting free throws? Our team? So we don't do thunder sticks? No thunder sticks for our team? It's like, no, we don't distract our own team while they're mid windup on a 3-2 pitch in a close game. I mean, 2 batters later, the guy that got walked got driven in with a game-tying double. Now, thank God, the Mets don't lose at home, and they came back, and then they won that game. But just grow up, dude. It's like, it's the same thing. Like, I'm all for like fun at the ballpark. Like, oh, we're gonna do the beer snake or whatever, and it's like, cool. In a fucking 10-6 game in August, do the beer snake. But like, if I'm sitting in the 3rd row at Citi Field in the 7th inning of a 3-1 game and you hand me the beer snake, I'm going to be like, how about you kill yourself and pay attention?
Well, look, I mean, I think the wave is just.
I would tell my kid, like, hey, this is the wave. We're going to do it so you can experience it. It's pretty dumb. It's just throwing your hands in the air. Like, it's,
You know why people like it, though? It's like a community thing. They're all in it together. I'm telling you, that's why people like it.
It's in the mental illness that goes along with the wave is insane. You ever see the wave start and stop? And then some 40-year-old man next to you is like, come on, Section 112, What are you doing? Are you going to let the wave die?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're watching baseball. They're like, to me, if I'm at a baseball game, I have to put down one of the major reasons I'm there to participate in the wave. I'm probably holding food, probably holding a beer. I'm probably holding a fucking scorecard or something like that. Now I got to literally drop what I'm doing so that Tom, the borderline autistic guy in section 318 doesn't get upset with me and we died.
You think Majid does the wave with the helmet nachos?
I'm hoping Majid is Majid likes to go there and get a whole helmet. That's a 2-hand job. I hope Majid is part of the wave dying. Majid's like, I can't get up. I've got napkins. I got nacho cheese everywhere. Like I'm sitting Indian style in a baseball seat so that I can have my fucking nacho helmet in my lap.
You know what though? The fact that it started in baseball, it just shows people get bored during these baseball games, man.
Yeah, okay. So
That's what it is. But I'm just telling you why. That's why something like that would start at a baseball game. You're not
I'm going
seeing
to teach my kid, we keep score, we don't do the wave.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying you're not seeing a wave at an NBA game or an NFL game.
And don't get me started on Dodgers and the beach ball.
I mean, every ballpark does the beach ball, right?
I don't know. It's always at Dodger Stadium.
The beach ball. I feel like they got multiple beach balls.
Oh, yeah. Honey, do you want a beer? No, I'm good. I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes blowing up this beach ball.
It's like a cat playing with a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really what it is. It's like a giant stadium full of cats playing with a ball.
Baseball fans do a lot of shit that breaks me. I'm glad you guys are there, but just like watch the game. You know what else breaks me, and you've experienced this with me. I hate it when the home team boos a pickoff play.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Because then their team does it and no one does anything. My favorite thing is to be a Mets fan in a away ballpark, and a Mets player tries to pick a guy off and the whole crowd boos. And then when the Dodgers or the Padres or wherever guys tries, I just loudly alone just boo so hard. Everybody looks at me. I go, do we all know how dumb this is now? Do we see that this is dumb now? Ban the wave. Ban the wave unless it's a blowout or your team's just out of playoff contention. Ban the wave.
I want to show you this video I saw of this Japanese high school baseball player. He switches
sides of the plate every pitch.
Did you see this?
I saw it. I literally shut it off in like halfway through the video because I was like, I don't know how long this goes, but I'm already annoyed.
It's only a minute. I'm gonna play it. It's only a minute. And we get to hear Japanese announcers. Who doesn't love a Japanese announcer? Which, by the way, speaking of, Yoshi called me yesterday, and I realized yesterday was also the anniversary of Timothy McVeigh Oklahoma City bombing. And I was like, is he calling me to talk about he's there?
He's like, I'm sitting a front row at the Oklahoma City game. I'm in the Timothy McVeigh seats.
By the way, Yoshi having no concept of East again. He's calling me, and I'm like Easter. I'm with my family, my extended family.
And he's like looking at his phone inside a bunny head.
Fucking Yoshi calling me.
Do you own that Easter bunny outfit?
Yeah, I do.
You're wearing that yearly now. It's an annual thing.
Well,
are you going party to party?
I just wore it at my brother's. We did it for the extended family, but I didn't wear it at my house yesterday morning. We literally did Easter egg hunt. I was in pajamas. It was like 8 a.m.
I mean, that'd be weird if your kids showed up and just like the Easter bunny was just like in the living room having coffee with mom.
Mom's a furry. Hate to break it to you, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't scared, so that was a positive. Yeah, Yoshi, but again, it always blows my mind, just like where his head's at. Anyway, yeah, this reminds me of Yoshi because it's Japan. Let's watch this video if you can get through it. He's like fake bunning in all these too.
Yeah, he's annoying as shit.
He's pretty obnoxious, isn't he?
He's the kid who claps when he's on base. Try to distract the pitcher.
He's a really obnoxious little kid. Do you know how this ends, by the way?
No, I literally didn't even make it this far.
Wait,
how about swing the bat, dude?
Yeah, I don't know why he's not swinging the bat. Watch how it ends. He gets beamed.
Good. He's still happy about it.
Hold on. Listen to the announcer in this thing. Can we listen to the Japanese the fembot announcer in the stadium?
9番ショート相川君ショー
What?
ト相川君
Why is a fembot announcing a high school baseball game in Japan?
One day that kid will just be like a middle-aged man chain smoking camels outside of a fucking, fish market in Japan, telling the story about the time he used to switch sides of the plate. And it's like, bro, I can stand there too. It's not impressive if you can't hit both ways.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not swinging the bat. Do you think he was being on purpose? The pitcher just like, I can't deal with this shit.
I hope so.
I mean, he got like that wasn't barely clipped him on the inside. That was like, fuck this guy. I'm beating your ass.
Yeah.
You think you're all funny? You're not even swinging the bat. You're waving it around.
He's definitely on first base after clapping, going like this with every fucking lead.
Fake bunning.
Yeah.
They are turnt, man. You see how turnt that whole dugout was on both sides?
They love them some baseball over there.
They really do. I mean, was that like the biggest import post World War II?
It's a great question. I'm
saying like were they when basically America rebuilt that country?
That and radiation poisoning.
like when like the history. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Baseball was introduced in Japan in 1859. So they had proteins before. The first professional competitions emerged in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm just completely off about relating it to like the Reconstruction. They just love their baseball, man. And they've obviously imported some great players.
I really want to go see some Japanese baseball in Japan.
Oh, I would love to go to a game.
You know why? You could eat some like ramen in your seat. You're not doing the fucking wave when you have a bowl of soup in your lap. That's for sure. But a bunch of people standing up simultaneously waving their arms with chopsticks, people will lose an eye.
They do have the thunder sticks.
Yeah.
You got that. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I regret my buddy lived there for a year after college. He was like teaching English, like refining English for Japanese businessmen. I don't know why I didn't ever visit him, man. I mean, I was
Charlotte and I have shifted thinking that that might be where we do a honeymoon. Not anytime soon, but next year, next spring maybe.
Where would you go?
Where in Japan?
Yeah.
Tokyo, and then travel from there probably. My thought process is, because we both ski, snowboard, be like, go in the spring, go up to the mountains, get some crazy good Japanese powder skiing, maybe catch some early season Japanese baseball, get the cherry blossoms, eat a bunch of food. I'm just like all about the food tourism too.
It's a very polite culture too. I mean, I love watching videos. Like you see the subway and like
they wouldn't dare do the wave in somebody's fucking windup. That's disrespectful. If they happen to do the wave and then it stupidly coincided with the pitcher's windup and it cost the pitcher a walk, they would all just be like, now must have killed myself.
Yeah, no, that'd be a country I'd love to visit, man. It's just I don't know. I love countries that have history, man. Like that is a deep and rich history. And
Would you rather have behind home plate first row seats for a Japanese baseball team or courtside seats for the Pacers?
Oh, definitely Japanese baseball team.
Same, for sure.
It's not even close. Okay, even go back to the Pacers. Even like, I don't know, what do we gotta go back to? Like the Reggie Miller days to maybe sway this a little? Even then, that was that old Market Square Arena, which was a giant barn.
You're not trying to get a lot of TJ McConnell in your life?
No. My body double, my doppelganger.
Yeah.
I've heard dirtballs say that. No.
They're like, he's white and he's annoying.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you. No, I mean, look, you got me thinking though. It's like, conversely, but I think that's just too obvious. Like the places you really want courtside seats, it's obviously Lakers, Knicks.
Yeah. Miami.
I was just thinking Miami.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even Brooklyn would be fucking super cool. Yeah. I mean, let's go through like the top. The 2 LAs. I mean, I would even say again, even Clippers.
Yeah.
2 LAs, 2 New Yorks, Miami, Chicago. You're at 6. Boston.
Yeah, Boston would be good energy wise.
Atlanta. I mean, the Hawks are doctor, but like, you look at the people that are sitting courtside in Atlanta.
You'd be the only white dude.
Just you and
Chainz.
Lil Jon and 2 Chainz.
I think they have a barbershop. Like, no, I'm being serious. I'm not making a joke. I think Atlanta has a barbershop in their arena down by back of the hoop or something.
Huh.
Did I just make that up?
Phoenix would probably be pretty cool, right? Golden State for sure.
Yeah, they got a barbershop. The Hawks barbershop within State Farm Arena, known as the Swag Shop, is located in section T7, T8.
Can you imagine me having courtside seats at the thing and just being like, going to the swag shop and just be like, oh, I just mostly side part it, but if you could clean up the mustache while I'm here, that'd be great too. Last haircut I got, the guy basically gave me a fade, and I was like, what are we doing here, dude? I'd say every third haircut I get is a disaster now that I'm not with Gay Barber Dave.
Well, by the way, so I'm back to my old barber I had growing up. The local guy, and let's do a Dirty Sports callback. I'm glad you brought that up. So one of the guys that was working for him, I don't know if you remember, I talked about this on the show, who literally like got angry with me,
right, over the Bengals,
over Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
when I was just like, nah, dude, he's not worth it. I cut him. They got a young guy who was right, by the way, Chase Brown, who had a great year last year. Like, no, he's good. They drafted him. He's cheaper. He's probably just as good, if not better. Let Mixon go. And Mixon had a fine year or whatever for the Texans, but again, not worth the money. That guy who talked shit to me and literally got to the point of like the whole barbershop was awkward when I was leaving. It was like, who do you root for? Oh, you just like the NFL? Oh, whatever. Was stealing from that barbershop.
Oh, interesting.
In fact, the owner told me, the owner who cut my hair last time, in his words, called him a cocksucker.
So did you go back because that guy had left, or you just were like, I'm just going back, and then you found out he was gone when you got there?
No, I continued to go back, just never to him.
Oh, got it.
Right, there's 2 chairs and there's 4 barbers.
Okay.
It's like
2 chairs, 4 there's a rotating cast of barbers.
So no, there's actually 3 chairs.
Okay.
I think there's 3. Yeah, there's 3 chairs. And yes, so they're not all there at once. And I knew, I liked the owner and then the other older guys. Like I knew that they're there earlier in the morning. Yeah. So I just like, I'm not going to the guy who's trying to fight me over Joe Mixon of all people.
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me, he's like, I was like, so whatever happened? Like you guys are, he's like, oh yeah, we're short staffed right now. Because he goes, he was stealing from me. He was stealing.
My go-to move, and you could call this like racism or whatever, but when I need to when I'm in a city, sometimes I find myself like on the road and I'm like, God, I now I got a show tomorrow night and I need a haircut or whatever. My go-to move, Italian barbershop. Just go to Rocco's or Vinny's or Fulvio's or whatever, and I'm just like, this guy's gonna know exactly what to fucking do. Weirdly, in LA, not really an option. And if there is, it's probably far as fuck from me because, you know, the deal in LA, like basically you're sticking in your neighborhood or the surrounding 5 neighborhoods. Otherwise, now we're on the Oregon Trail to just go get a haircut. Like I'm like, oh, there's a great Italian barber in Glendale. It's like, cool. I don't have 7 days round trip packing food and put it in the wagon to go to fucking Glendale. Like even I have a barber. He's in Venice. I'm up here now. It's like,
that sucks.
yeah. I miss Gay Barber Dave, Barber Cop Dave.
I miss Trippy. What do you think Trippy's up to?
Trippy.
Remember those designs I used to get in my hair, man? I used to get wild. Trippy holding up his phone, showing like hardcore porn. Like, hey, man, you just like do some lines in my head.
He's like, look at this girl's landing strip. You want that in your hair? That was at the barbershop right across the street from me, right?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I think that's what it's called.
It's called rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all chicks. And then he rented out a chair. And yeah, I mean, he
It's so funny. All the places I got my hair cut in Venice through the years, I never once thought about going there.
Well, the only reason I went there, he used to cut down at
oh, you went from where was that? Like Floyd's or something like that?
He was at Floyd's.
Yeah.
And then something happened. And then he started renting a chair there. And I was like, yeah, I'll just go because he makes me
That's
laugh.
like how I went. That's how like I ended up at whatever. It was a pretty fucking the place Barber Cop Dave was cutting on Main Street originally was the one that was like right outside your other door. Remember, it was like on the corner of, it was like the Old Glory, like, or whatever the fuck it was. It was like the tattoo shop, it's like whatever. And then it turned out like one of the guys in there was like a white supremacist and he got called out on the internet. And then Dave's like, I'm just going to take it down to this other place that was like way more fucking, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say it was like Mexican, but it was like, there was definitely just like some Latin culture in there, whatever, like bright lights and like the fucking Biggie fucking painting on the wall and shit like that.
Oh no, that's where I met Trippy. Yeah, you got me confused. Not Floyd's, that one.
That one.
That's where Trippy was. I didn't like Old Glory that much. I went there a couple times.
Yeah.
They gave me a mohawk. I did a mohawk once, like 15 years ago.
I don't think it was called Old Glory. Was it called Old Glory? It wasn't like on the nose white supremacist, but it turns out one of the guys working there was like a literal Nazi.
It was called Hitler's Refuge.
Yeah.
Hitler's Cuts. It should have been a tip. It was called Hitler Stash. And you're like, whoa, is this anything to do with the Hitler?
It's called Adolf's Place. Like, wow.
Fierce Cuts.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was anything big, just Fierce Cuts. It was called but it was in German, so I was
it was
like,
called rock. It was called Rock, Paper, Scissors, but it had 2 S's and they were like lightning bolts.
Yeah, that place wasn't that good, man.
No.
I never liked it that much.
But my dude was original. That's where I originally met Dave. He's a man. I gotta get back and see Dave. I'm gonna have to like call Dave before my wedding. Be like, I'm gonna come down to Venice a week early. Just get me in shape.
The haircuts are expensive now, man. Like that's one of the things you're like, damn. Like that. Like I wonder what they charge at the Hawks barbershop, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking. I'm actually curious. Oh, it's associated with Killer Mike. Killer Mike's swag shop. Fans can get a cut and a shave in his 4-chair barbershop while watching the action. Who's doing that, man?
Who's doing that?
I wonder what happened to Ryan Klatt today. Ryan, we were looking forward to having you on.
Well, he had told you that he was a maybe. What was the maybe situation?
He DM'd me this morning, and I said we're doing. He goes, I should be good. When do you want me on? And I told him, and then this last response at 10:29 a.m. Eastern time was Roger. I said 10:40 a.m. 10:40 a.m. Eastern time. Good, Roger. And then I sent him one 10:53 a.m. checking in. I really okay, and I'll save it. I won't ruin it because I know you and I can have a whole long conversation about foamers.
Yeah.
I just need to hear his opinion on this.
Yeah.
So I'll wait. But
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter. We can keep it pretty short today. I know you have somewhere to be. So
Yeah. Going to record Jay Moore today with fantastic Richard Kind, which would be an interesting show.
he's done a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff. That's what I want to ask him. I want to go like, I bet a bunch of people go, I know you. And then like, what does he go? What's his response? What do I know you from? You know?
100%. I mean, if you look at
that's like the Chris Wilde conundrum. People always go like, what do I know you from? I'm like, Chris, what do you go with here? I don't think you can go Space Cowboys anymore, bro. He's like, oh, I like read the person. I try to determine what they're into.
oh, I totally forgot about Richard Kind being Larry's cousin too on Curb.
Yeah. I didn't watch Curb, but I know that from reading his Wikipedia. And he's on the John Mulaney show now, whatever that's called.
Oh, John Mulaney has a show?
John Mulaney has like a Netflix talk show.
Yeah, no, he's done. I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia.
I was like, if you ask me, like, what do I know Richard Kind from? I'm like, mad about you.
Spin City.
Spin City. I think I read he's the only cast member to appear on every episode of Spin City. That's a fun fact.
And that went through what, Michael J. Fox and Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Charlie Sheen doing now? Like
Drugs.
You just haven't what?
Drugs, I think.
You just haven't heard his name forever.
Yeah. Remember because he got AIDS?
Like, what's the last thing Charlie Sheen has done? I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up.
He did an FX show.
He did?
Yeah.
Bookie?
No. Was Bookie.
Oh no, that was the show just got canceled with Sebastian Maniscalco.
We got Charlie Sheen on.
He was on 3 episodes.
Charlie Sheen. He was in Major League.
He was just on 3 episodes.
I was like, Charlie, how do you get AIDS?
I don't know. I don't know what he's up to these days. Anyway, you guys can give us a ring. Oh, Ryan's. When do you have to leave?
Fucking clat right now.
Because you gotta get moving.
That's okay. We can get clat going for 10 here.
Oh, but then the foamers thing alone is going to be 10.
All right, we can get 15 clatter. Bring him in.
Looks like he's walking. What is he doing?
Patty, I'm sorry. Okay, Winnipeg. When I was in Winnipeg, you guys were an hour ahead, and now I'm back in Saska. You guys are 2 hours ahead. So I thought, I'm sorry.
It's
sorry
all good.
about that.
No need to apologize. Are you
running?
dog?
Are you running after a train?
I'm walking my dog and my son right now. Got him in the stroller.
Jeez, this guy just
Should we clatter? Should we push you to next episode, or you feel like you have your hands full?
I don't have no, it's fine. Like, I don't know if the next episode will work. That's the thing, because
Got it.
But Joe, you have somewhere to be. We could like rapid fire through whatever you guys.
Yeah,
need.
let's rapid fire. Let's get some hockey updates, and then Ruther's got like maybe I'll tap out while you guys talk at length about trains.
No. I want to save the train thing is what's most important to me. Do you know the term foamers?
Oh yeah. That's I'm aware of the term foamers. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw this thread on Twitter. Again, I love how I love how it's suggesting to me.
I like that Clat's in the middle of a fucking J.J. Abrams show with a lens flare happening here. This is great.
It's raining. So I
got
droplets on my phone here.
I guess it's
he's in the rain with his kid and his dog, and he's like, I do have to teach Andy and Joe about what's going on in the NHL playoffs real quick.
Yeah. How about we get to let's get to the foamers another time. Let's wrap. I can wait on the foamers thing. Let's rapid fire NHL. What do we got to know?
Yeah. Okay, rapid fire. Leafs and Sens. Battle of Ontario started last night. Huge game 1 win for my Leafs. 6-2. Finally playing a team that they really should beat. I think they're just gonna breeze through. Well, shouldn't say breeze through. I think this is gonna be 5 or 6 games for the Leafs. So a little bit of pressure off them, not having to play Tampa or Boston. So love that for my Leafs. Other than that, who we got? We got Montreal and Washington starting today. My dog's taking a piss, dude. Someone's yard.
What kind of dog we got, Clatter?
She's a sheepdog poodle cross.
Okay.
So she's like 80 pounds. She's pretty big.
A nice size.
Yeah. So we got Washington, Montreal. If you're looking for value, Joe, sprinkle a little bit on Montreal to win the series. I think this has high upset potential. Washington has the best record in the East, but I like Montreal to maybe surprise some people.
Any like shocking things happen in the first couple games so far?
Not really. I mean, everything. I think all of the home teams won. Colorado beat Dallas, but Dallas is dealing with a lot of injuries, so I like Colorado in that series. Dallas, great team. I think they were the odds-on favorite when we discussed it last time, but I think they've got a really tough matchup against Colorado and too many injuries. So I like Colorado there, and then Winnipeg played St. Louis, and St. Louis had like a 12 or 13 game win streak to get into the playoffs, but I think they struggled the last week of the season, so I like Winnipeg in that series.
So basically, it's kind of played out the way you've foreseen it so far.
So far, yeah. I can just, if I look at the series, we can just like say who I like quick and maybe get people to where they need to go. So Toronto, Ottawa, I like Leafs in 5. Washington, Montreal. Like I said, upset potential, but I do think that Washington pulls it off in 6. We got New Jersey, Carolina in 3. I think New Jersey's just going to forfeit after 3 games. I think they got no chance.
Shots fired at Kyle Aronofsky.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle. You're too many injuries for the Devils. Nothing against them. Too many injuries. Florida, Tampa. That's going to be really good. And I think that one starts today. Florida been to the last 2 Cup finals. They won last year, obviously. But I like Tampa in this series in 7. I think that one's going to be crazy. Then the West, I like Colorado in 6. Winnipeg in 5. Oilers and Kings series starts today. That's the 4th straight year they're playing each other. And I think Edmonton's going to get an early exit this year after their magical run last year.
Wow. You think they lose to the Kings?
Yeah, I do. I think Oilers have just struggled so much with injuries. They're missing their best D-man, and Los Angeles looks good this year, especially at home, and they've got home ice. So I like Los Angeles in 7 for that one. And then, so I think I have one more to go, and I can't think of it right now. Oh, Vegas, Minnesota. That's kind of a who gives a fuck series. Vegas in 5. Mini doesn't even move the needle for me. They're kind of just there. So
shots fired to 4
old hockey.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Alexis, great job on your hockey career. That was, jump started by the Dirty Sports podcast, but your Wild ain't cutting it.
She's gonna get a ring way before the Wild do.
She might, yeah. Maybe the greatest Dirty Sports bump of all time, eh? She's hockey correspondent on here, and then now she's like working for the Minnesota Wild. So, who knows what's gonna become of me after this year.
I think you're gonna own some trains.
I mean, I'm driving the trains now. I'm an engineer trainee, so I've done 2 round trips now and driving the train. So that's been fun.
You know what's gonna happen to you? You ever seen Back to the Future 3? You're gonna have a flying train, bro.
Just
Bro,
slide off the bridge.
you're gonna have a you're gonna have a flying train. You're gonna be going time travel. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Well, just be ready with that brake. You never know when a frother is gonna fucking stick his head out.
Foamer.
It's a foamer for the 5th time. A
Yeah.
froth.
Yeah, there's this. We go under this overpass, leaving Saskatoon, going the one way, and there's this foamer every time. He's out taking pictures, fully erect.
So I can't get over this. So it's like people who are really into trains, huh?
Yeah, and they foam at the mouth. It's just like, yeah,
They
we're
like-
going
they like
along.
the-
You see,
So weird. So like
it's
some
like they'll never pay taxes. They'll never enjoy a hand job. They'll never eat at a chili restaurant in Cincinnati.
so wait a second. So like somebody's like, hey, I'm into like, people are always debating, oh, are you a butts or boob guy? They're like, oh, I'm a train guy. Like it's like one of those things.
oh yeah, they've got their camera and their Vaseline and tissues at the ready when a train
So
goes.
I love how we're having this discussion with you.
I love you
walk
went,
into
I'm
your
a
son.
butts or boob guy. I think the equivalent for the foamers is, I almost said frothers again. I think it's like you're either a foamer or you're a Pokemon guy.
Yeah, that
Do you think
probably
the
checks
foamers
it.
have a preference, like the front of the train, the caboose, like
Oh,
like
I'm a caboose guy.
Well, caboose isn't a thing anymore. They got
What?
taken out like 20 years ago, at
No
least in
cab-
Canada.
Wait,
Nope.
so is the last car of the train not just automatically the caboose?
No, the caboose is like that used to be like a separate like living compartment basically where the conductor would hang out. He would
Ah.
hang out at the tail end and just drink beers and
Oh, the caboose
know,
must have been lit, man. What the
it sounded like the best job ever. You would just chill at the end of the train and well, they said they would drink beers. Obviously, you weren't supposed to, but it's what they said they did. They just kept the beers cold and just chilled. And then the engineer and the brakeman were at the front of the train.
And the caboose man was what, like the guy who was off duty, or
He, well, if there was work to be done, he was the guy to get out. And I mean, similar, like that's what a conductor does now. If there's work to be done, can you guys hear those dogs barking?
yeah?
Oh, sorry.
No, barely.
I'm in a rough neighborhood. Yeah. When there's work that needs to be done, like setting out or picking up cars, that's what the conductor does, getting out of the train and talking to the engineer by radio to tell him what to do. But I don't know why they had him at the back of the train. It seems like just a reason for them to just chill. They're just
dude?
like,
That
yeah,
would
we're
be a
just
great
gonna.
podcast.
You
You
know, it'd
guys
be great. How is there not a themed bar, just the caboose? It's just like you're inside a caboose. And it's just
I'm sure
boozing
there
in
is. I'm sure there is somewhere.
Well, Ryan, I appreciate you making time. Look, you're walking your kid, you're walking your dog.
I'm sorry that
No, it's
I
all
mixed
good.
up my time zones here. I was
all
like,
good.
oh yeah, I got another hour, and then I'm walking, and then I'm like, oh shit, that I see I got missed DMs from you. And
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Ruther, the whole episode was like, "Where's Clat?" He was like, "It's like he's like, I'm frothing to talk foamers."
I can't get over this. Well, this will be a to be continued because I do have a video, and you're gonna be like, yes, all these people taking pictures and video in like Indiana of a train going by. And I'm like, what is happening here?
Well, it's either that or fucking watching the Pacers, and they're like, who needs?
All right, Clap, we'll bring you back on again soon. Talk more playoffs.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a week update, but we'll do it again.
All good. All good. Thanks, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, see you guys.
Hey, buddy.
Later.
Always good to hear from Clat, even
always
for
good.
a short visit.
Yeah, always good. He's a great dude. Yeah.
Well, follow me on social media at Joe Prano. Heading home next week, or heading to Georgia next week via home. Come see me at the Athens Comedy Festival in Athens, Georgia. I'm performing at the historic Morton Theater on Friday, May 2nd, I believe. And hit me up if you want to potentially check out a Atlanta Braves game on that Saturday. And keep your eye on my socials. I got some more dates coming soon. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys out there. And I'll see you, Andy, on Friday.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like Joe said, we'll see you on Friday. Have a great week. And as always, stay dirty.